Hey, it's Mike, the PR guy with Carlisle Events and CETV. Another beautiful day at the Carlisle, PA Fairgrounds, and we are getting ready for one of our favorite shows on the schedule. It's the Carlisle Chrysler Nationals, and I'm joined by the event manager for that show, Ed Bozeski. And Ed, it's possible we're going to break a record this year for the Chrysler show. Why? What's the interest this year?
I think it's the same as every year. It's not this year. It's the passion for the brand. It's the excitement for the hobby. I do think the Demon has a little bit to do with it, and the Hellcat from 2 years ago. We've got a lot of excitement in the new stuff, and the old stuff isn't going anywhere. Our numbers on the old stuff have been up the last couple years, which is great.
And we're standing near the stage in the grandstand, which is where Saturday will wrap with the Burnout and Beauty contest, but not too far away from where we're standing will be the Survivor display, which everyone loves. It's going to have a nice feature in the event guide that people can check out when they pick it up. But talk about what Mel Major does with you every year for the Survivor display.
Well, the first thing to mention, he's been doing this for 20 years. We're celebrating 20 years of Mel Major putting on the Survivor display, so thank you to Mel and all the crew that bring their cars out and do this. It's one of my favorite parts of the show too. It's something that I've wanted to keep around. The display's gotten bigger over the years, and you would think here in the Rust Belt of the Northeast we wouldn't have good surviving cars of any type. But every year we get about 40. And this year something new. We're going to try doing a front-wheel drive display of Survivors. They still need to be 25 years old. They still need to meet all the other criteria. But prior to this year, it was strictly for rear-wheel drive. So this will be the first time for that.
Those cars are every bit of a celebrity as what we're going to talk about next. But speak of the special guests. We actually have just announced that Tom Wopat from the Dukes of Hazzard will be at the show. But some of the other names that are going to be joining the guests that they can expect to be able to interact with and talk to this year.
Well, our friends the Ram Chargers and the Golden Commandos are back again. That's been great. Ram Chargers have been here for longer than I have. The Golden Commandos came on board about 4 or 5 years ago, and they've made this their second home, which is great. We're going to have all the Hall of Fame folks. So we're going to induct Hearst this year. We're inducting the Viper, the Rod Shop, the Direct Connection team, and a few others there. All the Hall of Fame folks, the folks that I mentioned, and if I missed anyone, they're all on our website as well as the Mopar Hall of Fame website. We'll be doing that on Saturday evening at the Radisson in Camp Hill. Just lots of great folks here. This year we're going to focus a little bit more on the cars, though.
Yeah, and you're going to have even an awesome display, which we will get into in just a little bit as we head into Building T for our next segment. But one of the cooler displays that people can expect on what will be the north side of the grounds near the Turnpike will be a Dodge Viper display.
Yes, we're going to honor 25 years of the Viper and unfortunately the end of the road for the Viper, which we're all kind of sad about, but not our call. But we're going to celebrate that car the best way we can, and we have a guy who's bringing out about 22 of his personal collection.
So that's the action here on the fairgrounds. But wait, there's more. We've talked for a while about 2 shows for the price of 1, and this guy started the year as the co-event planner for the all-new Hearst Nationals, and through an employee departure, it's now just Ed, so you've sort of had your plate full. Let's talk about the Hearst Nationals across the street at the Carlisle Expo Center. Yeah,
that's going to be neat. A little over a year ago, I got a phone call from Larry Weiner, who builds the current Hearst vehicles. He pitched the idea. I've always loved Hearst vehicles. I mean, I'm a Mopar guy, but I love cars in general too. So I liked the idea. We started to research it and see what all that entailed as far as what Hearst encompassed. It turned out it was a lot more than I realized, and everybody I talked to says, "Oh, I didn't know Hearst did those too." So yeah, we're going to be doing that this weekend. We're filling the inside of the Expo Center. We're going to get as many cars outside as we can, and we're running the full range from the Hearst Olds. We're going to have all the 69 AMC SC Ramblers that they built. We've got one of the rare Pontiac SSJs. It looks like we're going to have 2 of the rare, really rare 1971 Hearst Jeepsters that were built. Some of the newer Hearst vehicles. It's going to be really neat.
And there's going to be a nice array of special guests. If you've been following us on the web, we had promoted Linda Vaughn. It looks like for health reasons that might not actually take place. So we do apologize for that if those were your expectations for the show. But regardless of whether Linda actually makes the trip or not, we have some other cool guests as well.
Yeah, we're over half a dozen retired Hearst engineers and former employees that worked for the company, some since the very beginning. It is looking like Bill Campbell, who was one of the original co-founders of Hearst, was originally called Hearst Campbell. And it sounds like Bill's going to be here to join us and accept the honor of the induction into the Hall of Fame also.
Well, for details on the Hall of Fame, for the Carlisle Chrysler Nationals, for the Hearst Nationals, go to carlisleevents.com. That's going to do it for this segment of CETV. But we're going to go inside to Building T, where our general invitational display is going to be, and we'll talk about some of the invitational display cars in just a bit. Plus, we're going to check in with Tom Wopat, our very special guest coming to the Chrysler Nationals. We talked in the previous segment about the special invitational displays, and we've come inside to Building T with Ed, where we've also put up some of our invitational display banners. And I think, Ed, that these invitational displays are also another reason why the show is growing and there's such a buzz. Talk about our invitational displays this year.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, we have the banners behind us that represent the different logos for each anniversary. Our one designer, Andrew, does a killer job on these. Top left there, we have the RO and WO, which basically designates the first two digits of the VIN on those two cars. Kind of getting technical here, but they were the 1967 Hemi Super Stock cars. Only made about 50 of each for Dodge and Plymouth. We're going to have 8 or 9 of them here at the show this weekend. Top right is referencing the RT nameplate, which came about in 1967 and is actually still in use today. In the beginning it was just on the Coronet line, then they added it to Charger and Challenger, and today it's pretty much on everything in the Dodge lineup. Bottom left is the GTX, also introduced in 1967. That was Plymouth's gentleman's hot rod, a little bit upscale. The next year, the two similar cars were the GTX and the Roadrunner being the budget muscle. And over here on the bottom right, FM3, which is the paint code for Panther Pink or Moulin Rouge. Just the wildest color ever to come out of Detroit. Even compared to the other high-impact paints from 1970, this one's definitely the craziest.
And there's one other banner that we didn't get to put up to fill the space, but truck celebration this year, and it's a multi-show celebration. We're going to celebrate 100 years of the Dodge and Ram truck brand, not only at this show, but also at our Truck Nationals event in August. And what do you have along the lines of truck? I think when people think of this show, they don't necessarily think truck, but Ram is certainly a player at this event.
Oh, absolutely. Of our specialty shows, we have more trucks at this show than any other specialty show. Over in Building Y, we're going to feature a display of about 12 Dodge trucks ranging, the oldest one is 1946, up into the 2000s. And then outside, we're going to have some bigger trucks. We've actually got a big rig that's coming out. We've got some flatbed trucks. Trying to work out a deal right now to get a truck here that's also got a matching Richard Petty kit car on the back, which will be pretty cool. So the truck display is so big it doesn't even fit in the building. We'll have them inside and out as well as on the show field.
You can get all the details about our special displays, see some pictures of the invitational cars as well, and buy the event tickets at CarlisleEvents.com. We've got one more segment coming up, and we're going to check in with a very special guest who will be coming to Carlisle as part of the Chrysler Nationals. One of our special guests this weekend is Tom Wopat from the Dukes of Hazzard, and not too long ago we had a chance to go to New York City and catch up with Tom in front of this weekend's appearance. Mike, the PR guy from Carlisle Events. I'm in New York City with this guy, Tom Wopat, Luke Duke from TV's Dukes of Hazzard. Tom, good to see you again, buddy.
It's always a pleasure, man.
All right, so we worked with you in July of 2015 at the Carlisle Chrysler Nationals.
An amazing event.
It was a huge show, and I know you had a good time there, so we're doing it again. Why work with us again? What did you take out of that?
You know, there's a lot of different car shows floating around, and a lot of them are can be a little impersonal. I found Carlisle event to be really up close and personal, and you treated the fans right, which I really appreciate. And there were so many amazing cars there. It was really something. It was really, I was honored to be a part of it.
Dukes of Hazzard still means a lot of things to a lot of people. What's that mean to you?
Well, you know, for one thing, it was the source of some of my best friendships. Kathy and John and I have been best friends for a long, long time. Actually, John and I, we made a Christmas record here a couple of years ago. And it's been doing real well. I'll actually have some of those along with me. A limited supply, and if I run out, I'll go to the rental car and get another limited supply.
Fair enough, fair enough.
We'll have some pictures and CDs, and it's a lot of fun.
And people bring all kinds of weird stuff to get signed. What do you think is the rarest thing you've ever seen someone bring to get autographed that isn't attached to their body?
Oh, okay, shoot, that takes away the best one. You know, there's all kinds of people bringing car doors and bumpers and the lid off the glove compartment they use a lot. There's been all kinds of things. So every time we do one of these things, somebody brings something I've never seen before. Like maybe a model, it was like a little kid car.
Oh, a pedal car.
Yeah, a pedal car. I'd never seen one like this before. And there's different board games that show up that I've never seen. It's pretty amazing.
All right, and so you go to these shows, you do these things, and the people, they come, they talk to you. To them, you're always Luke Duke, but you've been more than Luke Duke. I mean, your career has spanned more than just that TV show. For the folks that maybe stopped following you once Dukes went off the air in the mid-'80s, what else has Tom Wopat done?
Well, you know, I work on a lot of film, and I do some television now and then. Mostly I've been making music. I have a really good band in New York City, and I enjoy working with them a lot. We travel all over the country, and you know, it keeps me busy, keeps me off the street. And I see Schneider, you know, a dozen times a year.
What's it like to get on stage with him and goof around? And you know, Johnny, it's cold outside.
Well, unfortunately, I'm the adult in the room. But it's a treat. He's definitely one of my best friends. We've worked together for years and years, and we still get along. It's amazing.
You know, it goes back to one TV show, and for him, what I understand, he lied about his age to get to
he was just out of high school.
Young kid.
Yeah. I tried to teach him, but, you know, it didn't take.
Oh, man, I got one more question. I totally forgot. When people interact with you, what should they expect? Who is Tom Wopat? What do you like to do fans?
I mean, I don't really come off as Luke Duke too much. I mean, you know, that's a long time ago. That's over half a lifetime ago for me. And but I enjoy people's enthusiasm for the show. One of the things I really enjoy are the little kids that show up, the new generation, because they're digging it a lot. They're digging it a lot.
Very cool.
It's fun. It's a great time.
The DVDs are Dukes. You can pick them up at your store and come back on TV at some point.
Shirt, man. I want one of these.
Thanks. Well, here, I'll give it the shirt. I'll give you the shirt off my back, or not. We can't wait to see you out. You want details? His webpage is tomwopat.com. Ours is carlisleevents.com.
Be there, be square.